Regulators! Mount up! It was a clear black night.
What's up, guys? Bringing an update here of the acrylic 125. Tonight I'm going to patch this crack. And what I'm going to do that with is top of an old acrylic tank that I'm going to chop up and use these pieces to brace this upper piece. So I'm going to chop this up with a hacksaw, and I got my weld on 16 and my weld on 3 with the applicator bottle, and then also this on here I got my mag drive. It's going to be on this 125, so I hope I can really give you guys a good update. The lighting kind of sucks in this room, so and while I was at work, move this box, this mag drive, that thing's heavy. Anyways, tonight while I was at work, we have scrap acrylic laying around, and there just so happened to be enough where I was able to put together a little tank. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. I didn't have any of the right tools to cut this stuff, but I put it together using the weld on 3 and 16, and I'll probably test it, water test it tomorrow, and just see what it does. If it holds water, I might do this as a planted tank. This is just, yeah, so this is just a little something I threw together at work just so I can get the hang of this this weld-on product. And it's pretty strong. I mean, I'm holding it by the center brace here, and it's not cracking or anything. So we'll let that get up to full strength, and we'll water test it. So anyway, so back to this. I'm gonna go ahead and start hacking this stuff. Try to get this the best I can for you. So I got my weld on 3 in the bottle here. I'm using a very little bit. I probably won't even need this much. But what you need to do is squeeze the air out of the bottle, and when you tip it upside down, don't let any of the air out, or else it's gonna run. So I'm sorry, let the air out when you tip it upside down. That way none of the stuff will come out. Then as soon as you stop squeezing, letting the air out, the bottle starts to run. So here we go. Here goes nothing. Let me go ahead and put this on the crack. See if I can get underneath. I think I'm gonna have to do 16 on this. It's just running through. So we'll go ahead and let that dry. It got into some of the spots, but not everywhere. Alright, so moment of truth. I'm going to go ahead and take the tow strap off, and let's see if the tank pops apart. So far, so good. Okay. It actually feels pretty strong. I'll drop the tow strap down. Now what I'm going to do next is take the weld on 16, and I'm going to run it over the crack here, let that soak in. Weld on 16 is pretty thick. It's like a cheap store brand syrup almost. So I'm going to go ahead and run a bead of this over. Sorry if my head's in the way. You don't have to lay this on real thick like silicone. I just want, if I missed anything, any thick crack or anything, I want this to seep into it. So again, now I'm going to let this sit for probably another 10 minutes. When I did this, when I first put the weld on 3 on, I let that sit for almost 20 minutes. So I'm going to let this sit for a while, and then I'm going to go ahead and put my supports pieces across. Actually, you know what? I could probably do that right now. I'm going to use this weld on 16 very generously. on this piece of plexi here. Alright. That may look like a lot, but really, not much out of the container gone, it doesn't feel like. Remember, I built that little tank too with this. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead, put that on here, just like that. Alright guys, so I finished, I put the bottom support on. I got my salt mix jug in there. I had to flip the tank upside down, that way I could put weight on it. So that one, I'm going to let this now cure overnight or for a couple days. And then I'm going to start getting going on the scratch removal. So probably in the morning, when this sets up, it'll be at about probably 75 to 80% strength. I'm going to go ahead and like all these whited out areas, I'm going to hit with the weld on 3. So I'll see you guys in those. Next morning for the acrylic tank, and I started patching the back holes here. I figure if I ever want to drill the tank again, I'll just drill through this plexiglass. I'm not really planning on running a sump on this. Like I said, this tank is going to be for my bala sharks this time. So, anyways, so the patch, I noticed a lot of air bubbles in it. So I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing or what. So, but it's strong. I mean, the tank's not going to come apart. It's real strong. So, and what I just got done doing is running a bead of weld on 3 across the front and bottom connecting pieces, just to make sure any whited out or bad seams get resealed again. And I'm still actually debating on whether or not to run a bead of weld on 16 over the entire tank. I guess I could just water test it first, and if it leaks anywhere, then I can hit it. But for right now, I'm going to reseal the entire tank with the weld on 3. So, yeah, so this is pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and finish patching these up. And probably tomorrow, which is Saturday, I'll be able to water test this bad boy. So, I'm gonna get finished with this, and I'll see you guys later.
They got guns to my head, I think I'm going down. I can't believe it's happening in my own town.